So I've just had a real hard review with management for this year.
And we were grilled for an hour plus.
We've got to lift our ratings big time.
So management was telling us that they were either, what was the other show they were looking at giving funding to?
Cats and Dogs Go Viral.
Oh yeah, Cats and Dogs Go Viral, or Haydosh and Dandy season 2. Somehow we've snuck it in.
Yeah, by the skin of our teeth.
By the skin of our teeth. And given us the funding, which gave us this.
Yeah.
Cats and Dogs, you know.
Eat it.
I was going to sympathy approach, but
Nah.
let's make some enemies.
Yeah.
Your show sucks. It's the same as Facebook newsfeed.
Okay, so we're fighting Cats and Dogs Go Viral for the survival of this show. How are we going to get more views?
Well, we could
have another episode with your pal Kamels.
Let's run the show.
Run the episode. I give up.
Dun 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 dun. It's Haydosh and Dandy. Coming at you live.
Welcome back on the show, Kamels.
Appreciate
second time.
Yeah, cheers.
It was a good first time. We had a big fat meal.
Then we went on a long fast. We didn't have any time. And now we're hungry again.
I haven't eaten since that time. I'm still still going strong. I broke Gandhi's record of
Oh, is he fasting? Danny, what a wise man.
Surely the record for fasting though is his death. Like sure.
I think the asterisk on it is and it stays alive.
Oh, okay. Record for most time spent underwater. Well, that could just be something.
Someone in the Titanic,
yeah.
They're all the current world record nowadays.
Okay, so what we're going to do, if anyone's seen How I Met Your Mother as a show, you'd be familiar with an episode where Barney's got a whiteboard and someone's stalking him and they're trying to work out which one of like 50 girls could be stalking him. We're going to do that for Kamels, but just with careers.
So what's the backstory here? Our friend Christian Kamel, my friend of the show, has always had trouble knowing what career path is right for him. Like most people.
It's a hard thing to know what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, people in year 12 right now.
Yes. Well, this is for you guys as well.
How to decide,
how to just make decisions in general.
Yeah.
This is a format to try to make decisions in general when there's lots of options.
Yeah.
Or to help at least clear in your mind.
Yeah.
So, we thought, we had this idea for a while, we thought we'd help you in
So we've made a tennis tournament. How this is going to work is we've come up with 32 different broad-based careers, and we've seeded them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've like all the way down to like 31, 32.
And they each play off against each other, slowly, like dwindling down in numbers towards the grand final, grand slam.
Yeah.
And that should be a systematic approach to making a decision.
The rationale is that it's hard to decide when there's a billion things.
Absolutely.
But it's easy to decide between would you rather this or would you rather that. You don't have to beat everything at once. You just have to beat the thing in front of you.
Exactly. That's up there with Gandhi, man. That's a good quote. Hayden Murphy, 2018. Hit us again. What was it?
So you don't have to beat in like tennis tournaments. Like
okay, that's not as clear as I would have liked.
Okay, I'll go.
What's the quote? Just say on your tombstone. This is going on your tombstone.
Yeah. You don't have to beat everything at once. You just need to beat the thing in front of you.
Good.
Yeah,
Love it.
The tennis version of that quote is you don't need to be the best player in the world. You just need to beat the person on the other side of the net.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. Yeah.
Let's get cracking. Hope you enjoy this, and I hope it can help you make some decisions.
All right. So now we're gonna get on to the real business. We're gonna work out. We're gonna do the round robin competition. Now, I'm sure Kamels, because we haven't rehearsed this. Kamels will
we haven't rehearsed it.
What do you call those other 30 attempts that we did before?
Oh, yeah. I had to wipe this in my mind to get back to this one. So we're going to start off with the first seed. So,
and just cross them out. If it's a no, give it a cross. We'll update it.
So, first one, music versus working in the factory. Top seed versus bottom seed.
I told you he would do that.
Music.
I told you.
Yeah, that's why we put it against factory, because we knew he was going to choose music.
Oh, yes. Okay.
First up.
Just good, nice, big, fat diagonal line. That's all good.
So personal training versus allied health. So that includes physio, occupational therapy, podiatry.
That's a harder one. I like both. Maybe you should give me a time limit for each one. Or
yes, good call.
Because I could probably spend half a day thinking about this.
So 5 seconds.
Yeah.
4.
One or the other.
3, 2, 1. Answer is Kamels would prefer round 1.
I guess we'll go with allied health.
Allied health.
Allied health wins. Next, we have nutrition versus psychology.
This is another tough one. Because nutrition is like how to live well in regards to your diet, and psychology is like how to take care of your mental health.
Yeah.
Like one's taking care of your physical health, one's taking care of your
That's
mental
how
health.
we
logic.
see it.
But in
Yeah.
all of this, there's 32, so you're going to need to be getting good at decisions. There's lots of things that
Yeah.
you can't do for a job.
Yes.
There's only one thing that you can.
I would say psychology probably trumps it, because if you get your psychology,
Excellent.
if you get your psychology right, then that flows on to your
Next, we have pharmacy. So, like chemistry, pharmacology,
Chemistry.
that sort of thing. Versus event planning, event management, that sort of thing. Wedding planning, etc.
physical. This time probably events. Pharmacy makes a difference, but it's not an area I'm particularly passionate about.
Yeah.
Because you can organise so many different kinds of events, like inspirational events, for example. So probably events.
Oh, cool. I'm liking the decisiveness already.
He's actually done the same as I started with when we did our little mock.
Yeah. What? You didn't pick factory either. All right. So next we have tourism versus medical. So medical being like doctor, surgeon, nurse. Tourism being
anything within a touristic sphere. So you go
Yeah.
live in a city and do touristy things there. Maybe you're a bungee jumper instructor or whatever.
There is a tourism degree. I'm just not sure what they do exactly, but it's a thing.
Yeah. I've thought more about being a doctor than I have being a
Alright,
Okay,
being a
cool.
tourism
Good on
guy.
you.
Nice. Bang, it's off.
making progress.
Yeah. So next we have cars. So being like a mechanic. I don't know what else there is with cars versus life sciences. So like biology, botany,
Herbiculture.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
with plants, that sort of thing.
If it was a life science that kind of related to nature,
Life sciences didn't necessarily win this round. I think cars just lost. Yeah. So photography versus retail.
yeah, photography, I reckon. Photography is kind of like it's like an interest of mine that I've never really pursued.
I think we're going to find a lot of those on here.
Yeah.
Particularly like, I reckon like nature photography would be pretty awesome.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
some themes
'Cause, like,
emerge here. I'm seeing
yeah.
some nature themes emerge.
It's like Secret Life of Walter Mitty style.
Good movie. Good
Yeah,
movie.
there's a photographer.
It's an okay movie. As human beings for happiness, like the more natural things are, the better. Like being out in natural space is just so much better than being in an artificial environment.
So good.
So-
yeah, so true.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's the same for lots of stuff, like eating
Yeah.
artificial foods or doing things human beings aren't meant to do.
Good.
Just doesn't lead to happiness, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
What
guess
I know.
that's why.
What do I know?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess that's another good point when you're searching for a profession. If there's an application of that profession that can satisfy your goals and your values, then another way of looking at it is, yeah, I guess it's kind of like doesn't matter what you do, it's how you do it kind of thing. Like,
Uh-oh, spanner in the works.
like
Hold
to
on.
a degree.
I think it's both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's both. What avenue in that profession you choose.
Alright, so last one
Next.
for the left-hand side of the board. Being a handyman. Apparently that's a thing. Just like a broad brush.
Or handy woman. Or handy other.
Handy person. Yeah.
Handy person.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the best.
So being a handy person versus technology. Seated at 2, just because it's pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So you guys got the proper like seating structure.
Yeah.
Don't tell us we don't try for you.
Yeah.
And for you.
Yeah, exactly.
We did this. I made this for you.
This better rate well. So basically, you get the big clashes in the semis and the finals.
Good.
Yeah.
The blockbusters. All right, so here we go. Handyman technology.
I think technology, but before I rule it out, I'm just thinking about handyman. Yeah, I reckon technology. Kind of would be more interested in like inventing and like utilizing technology as a force for good. Yeah. For
Okay, technology. I mean, it would have been a big bombshell to see Seed 2 knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But strange things happen on this show.
They took it to a 5th set, but
Yeah, good.
But
An
that-
early
that-
scare for technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next side. Agriculture versus banking.
Agriculture is like, being out in open spaces. So doing like lawn management. That's it.
yeah, well, I'd have to go agriculture for this one as well.
So that was Seed 3, agriculture.
Was it seeded based on my own personal preferences
Yes.
or just in general?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
think about
We've
your
considered
preferences?
you. In
I need to see the list at the end.
Kamels has been
Yeah,
considered.
I've ranked them 1 to 32.
Oh, nice.
And you can do the very same at home.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you
rank-
play along, yeah.
yeah, play along at home.
Play along, yeah.
Engineer versus YouTuber/Twitcher.
I would choose YouTuber or Twitcher. I've gotten a lot of value over the kind of the influences in those kind of spaces. Called impact theory. Which is
That's
like,
humble you. Yeah, good.
yeah.
Shocker not editing this. One of you guys are editing.
Guess who's editing it?
Scientist versus police or military.
Yeah.
If I was to start elaborating on my thought process for those interested, hopefully, with where I'm at, police, military combined.
Okay.
Energy services.
Cool.
First of all, did a science degree?
Yeah. Scientists come up with drugs that save billions of people. Then
No, you've thrown a spanner in the
Oh,
mix,
no.
though. Chance to influence billions.
Cure cancer, dude. Yeah.
I'll change my answer.
Uh-oh.
That is a big spanner.
And we're out of batteries.
Transport, so like taxi, bus driving, Uber, versus teaching. Sorry, any form of teaching, like TAFE, school.
Yeah, teaching, I'd say.
Ah, sick.
She's
Good, high seed.
Yeah. So
Marketing versus hospitality.
Anyway, we can
Alright.
keep moving on.
Arts. The arts versus design. Basically, classic art versus modern art. Almost.
So you meant like classical arts?
Yeah.
I guess arts.
Cool. Writer versus law.
Writer.
Done.
Finance versus entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You sure? I was thinking you were the finance sort of guy.
If he didn't like banking, he's not gonna like.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the first round.
Round 1 done. Ding ding.
Right, so round 2. So
Round 2.
still in the baby steps of the competition, but we're starting to get some good matchups.
Cheers.
Music, Seed 1 versus Allied Health. Think about what you'd most want to do.
Yeah,
So we are choosing this through like a career lens. Like this is supposed to be what you choose a professional career out of.
Yeah. Where would you most like to pursue a career in, rather than what would you most want to do?
I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think in this case, if I was to look at it pragmatically, my love of music is there regardless of whether I'm making money from it or not. And I think if I had a professional career, it's a tough one though.
Prior to the show,
We've got a wild card. We've got a wild card.
So what we could do, when you get down to the final 2, we could have music there as an asterisk that you can use that to kick out one of the last 2 if you want.
Federer's gone.
Yeah, Federer's been knocked
Federer
out.
is knocked out.
Been knocked out by the unseeded, yet to be tested Russian athlete, who may or may not be found guilty.
There you go. Wow. All right.
So psychology versus events.
Choose psychology.
Okay.
There you go. Wow, he's a machine now. He's a careers expert.
Because he's already considered a lot of them already.
Yeah, that's good.
He's had to think about all of them.
Well, that's what you want. Now
Yeah.
you feel contented in your choices.
Yeah.
Medical versus life science.
Probably life science.
Life science.
There needs to be a stronger voice for the earth and the environment.
Photography versus technology.
Yeah, I would have to choose technology.
Next.
Agriculture versus YouTuber.
Yeah, I'd have to go with YouTuber.
YouTuber.
Yeah, why do I get a sense that YouTuber could end up getting up here? Scientist versus teaching.
I think scientist.
Or why?
I guess in terms of impact to the world, working in science where you're really making a difference.
Okay. Alright.
Hospitality versus the arts.
I feel of all the vague titles we've got, arts has the most potential to bite us in the bum in this game.
Yeah. You define what arts means.
I think you've got to define what arts is for you.
I mean, if music didn't get through, how would arts get through?
Yeah, that's a good point, but it depends on what it's being compared against.
Yeah,
Because
fair
music was compared against allied health. Does philosophy come under arts?
Oh no, we forgot philosophy.
You could, yes.
Yes, no, we haven't forgot it.
Yes,
It's in
it
arts.
does.
I think it's under the faculty of arts.
Alright, do you want to change that? As we upgrade it, it becomes...
Do you want it to be philosophy?
Yeah.
Okay. Late entry of like the top 5 seed into this competition in the second round.
It is evolved, it's developed.
It's like they've changed gender, like started off as a male athlete.
Yeah.
Formerly arts, competing now as philosophy.
That's very good.
I have a feeling philosophy is going to steamroll a few things here and get on
There
a
you
roll
go.
into the finals.
Yeah.
So now we've got writer versus entrepreneur.
Heavy
that's a hard one.
This is a big matchup.
Because part of what I want to do entrepreneurially, if that's a word, part of what I want to do as an entrepreneur is to do writing. So it's kind of like.
Well, it could fall into that category if that's more of the focus.
I guess I probably would have to go with entrepreneur.
Bing, bang, bong.
But that comes more under my entrepreneurial goals, probably being more like being my own author and writing my own book kind of thing.
We're into the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals is when things start to get real. Allied Health versus Psych. Quarterfinal 1.
Wow.
Oh, this is
The crowd's filling in.
Yeah.
The crowd's filling the stadiums.
It's not empty stadiums now.
Beer in hand of all some watchers.
Yeah, this is getting a bit sticky
Prime
now
time on
because
TV.
Allied Health. I mean, I think of like the physical assistance, like physiotherapy, occupational therapy,
Speech, podiatry.
Yeah, they're very much maintaining the body. Psychology is maintaining the mind. I reckon psychology.
Psychology?
I think it still has to...
Psychology beats music?
Good comparing it to the past thing that beat music.
So psychology beats events management, pharmacy, psychology, nutrition, allied health, personal training, factory working, and music.
Factory working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'd say part of I'm close to knowing what my dream is, or maybe I do already know what my dream is. But anyway, just
Are you gonna reveal this at the end, or are you gonna?
That's what I'm trying to say. Because recently I've been brainstorming. I mean, as Daniel knows, recently I've been brainstorming about what my dream is.
Yeah.
Psychology is like the king of the body. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's the controller. You know what I mean?
If you get the mind
It's the
right,
one-
everything else flows.
I still think
good.
someone who's smart in the brain will follow.
Smart in the brain!
Someone who's sound of mind.
Title of Camel's new
Yes.
book,
That-
Smart in the Brain.
that I would rather be helping people be switched on psychologically. Oh yeah, like another merit to psychology. I mean, it's kind of one of the biggest ways to help cure help
Society.
A subtle side note, I guess, from first-hand experience, the aspect of life that has dealt the most amount of damage to people around me probably literally would be psychology.
Yeah.
Like me and Daniel had a friend who took their own life. And
Psychology.
that's a psychological issue.
Yeah.
So, people have been suffering the
It's
most.
the most,
That's actually so true.
Would you rather have a broken leg or like have depression?
Yeah.
I feel like people are physically suffering, but I feel like I've experienced people suffering more from
their
psychological stuff, or even their physical suffering is a result of their
mental-
psychological stuff. So I feel like if you kind of
Very interesting.
work on improving the psychology of the world, I feel like
Bang, well, you know what? That's good. This is what it's all about.
That's a straight sets win for psychology.
Yeah.
And Allied Health was storming. Came off a big win against And Psych has just thrown it down in 3 sets. Life science versus technology. So you've got the natural world versus the artificial world.
Yeah.
Wow, this has come up pretty nice.
We've got some
Look at this. This is a piece of art.
I gotta pat myself on the back and say,
Yeah.
good
Hey,
seeding.
chuck me one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You'd want to do what you can to make sure humanity ends up on the right side of the technology kind of battle. I mean, it's not a battle, but we have the,
AI
we kind of have the
on the edge.
the polarization of humanity as it's kind of existing and like kind of does things in its natural state, and we have how technology is either enhancing or detrimenting human nature, either through making it easier to do harmful things or making it easier to do more beneficial things.
Wow.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, I'm kind of chucking a few ideas out
It's
there.
a double-edged sword. 5, 4,
Global warming
3.
AI.
2.
Ooh,
1.
Technology.
Oh, technology. You know, I realised that these two head-to-head, 2 of the 3 cited issues of the world, by, in the words of Noah...
Yuval Harari.
Yes!
Yes.
Yuval Noah Harari.
3 biggest things was AI, global warming, and
threat of
mutually
nuclear war.
assured destruction. Nuclear war.
Well, look forward to the rest of that season. We have a special coming up on that. So, bang!
So,
YouTuber, scientist.
Just before we get into that
Oh, no!
that is one that I don't really feel.
you don't
great.
feel decisive.
I don't feel great about that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you said, like top issues in the world. It's kind of like I could really do.
Yeah.
So, that or music can be the asterisk
Yeah.
that comes back.
Yeah. Well, if you find that you end up choosing something and then you compare it to those two and you're
I
like,
think they can only come in at these rounds as opposed to being the end round. But we'll find out.
Okay.
YouTuber, scientist.
I don't know if it already exists, but it's like a pretty powerful like careers counselling.
That's what we're
device.
trying to give you
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Year 12.
Yeah.
Get around this.
Anyone, you need to make a decision from an ample list of choices. Write it out.
Yeah.
Talk it with a friend. This has been therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure, just
Yeah.
to talk about
Yeah.
it. You don't
Yeah.
ever get to just bounce these off.
Yeah.
Because I know your brain goes, oh, but I'd love to be this. Oh, but I'd love to be that. But you've thought about every single
Yeah.
one systematically against
Yeah.
every other thing. And you were going to get towards
Yeah.
the top few decisions.
Yeah.
It's going to stop those, oh, but what about that? No, we talked about that. I've thought about that properly.
Yeah.
That's crossed off.
I mean, personally, I don't go to a restaurant without taking my whiteboard. I mean, first 30 minutes I'm there. What do I want?
I'd have to go with YouTuber.
Okay.
Cool. No worries.
Philosophy versus entrepreneurship.
Still entrepreneurship. because part of what I would do as an entrepreneur would incorporate philosophy.
And the last round cannot use the wild card. This is when the wild cards come in. Either the wild cards come in to replace one of these, or they're gone. The last round is a pure A versus B.
I agree. Any of those last 4 options, psychology, technology, YouTuber, and entrepreneurship, would they be replaced by music or life sciences?
We need to insert some waiting music.
Oh, we'll just cut a lot of this out in editing.
Wheel.
I'll be there in spirit.
The only thing I can think of, I kind of know that entrepreneurship is going to win.
It's basically, would either of those trump entrepreneur?
No, neither of them would trump being an entrepreneur.
So we have our answer for that
YouTube.
side then. Final.
Woo!
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the more interesting side. Psychology versus technology now.
I'm already predicting what I know is going to happen, like what is going to be the final winner. I won't say it yet, but
Just play one game at a time. Don't play the grand final before you're there.
Good.
even if I think I found my answer now, there's value in working out what some of the second best things are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Good.
say,
No, good.
there's that famous quote. It's like write down a list of the things you want most in life and focus on the top 5 and like
Yes.
eliminate the rest.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
heard
I
this.
haven't heard this.
So it's kind of this is almost like finding my top 5. It's like I'm narrowing
Yeah.
down some areas in life
Yeah.
that I'm most passionate about. Psych versus technology. I would still have to choose psychology
Okay.
because
Psychology over tech.
what never changes is human nature, but what does change is technology. If they had that sorted out, then our relationship with technology would be a positive one rather than a negative one.
Yeah.
But if you just focus on the technology without so much addressing the psychology, it's kind of like you're missing the... Psychology is still the cause. It's still the source.
So we're
Wow.
psychology versus entrepreneurship.
I guess the only difference between one over the other is because we've definitely established that I'm passionate about psychology. An entrepreneur as in like, you know...
They're doing something innovating, doing something new.
They're the source of their own ideas, you know.
Yeah.
They're taking an idea from zero to hero.
Yeah.
Versus being an employee is you're supporting someone else's existing idea.
Yeah.
The only difference is it's kind of like I know that I want to be doing psychology,
But you want to be doing it in an
but
entrepreneurial
it's whether
way.
or not I want to be. I'm developing my own ideas and products within the psychological space. So I guess for that reason, I'd have to choose entrepreneur.
Bang! Fireworks!
There we have it. I think entrepreneurship for you, entrepreneurship approach to all of these different careers. So you can be a psychologist, but also an entrepreneur. Like Jordan B. Peterson.
Right, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jordan B. Peterson is a writer, an entrepreneur, and a psychologist.
How do you even?
No, I know, that's why I gave it to you.
So here's what I suggest based on this. Follow up your first thing first. Try that. If it fails, so how I would approach this, take entrepreneurship out of it for a second. Because you can apply that to any career you do.
Yeah.
So say psychology.
It's more like I guess you're trying to say it's more like a mindset of work.
Entrepreneur to you is a bit like autonomy, like being able to pave your own path.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But take that out for a sec because it's a bit broad.
Yeah.
Say you went psychology, technology, music, for example. Like, there's your 1, 2, 3. So follow up your first passion first. Think how you got to get there. If that's really bad, then you've got option 2 and 3. Like, we literally have a list of things you can do.
Yeah.
Like, you know the top of the pile for you. You know what you don't like, and you know what you like. You can just go through the top of the list, have a look at what's logistically possible. If it's not, go to number 2.
Yeah.
That still probably made you real happy, way happier than seed 32.
Yeah.
See if that's logistically possible, what needs to happen.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I guess to say it specifically, I guess it would be I've kind of discovered that my number one subject area is psychology.
Yeah.
So I could start off by aiming for that subject area and then apply entrepreneurial practice to that subject area.
Well, you can use entrepreneurial practice in that, you know, like what I mean?
Yeah.
The area to try and specialize in, I know to be psychology.
Even if you spend the first 10 years getting experience, like studying all that as non-entrepreneur, once, you know, to use a physio example, you don't start off owning the practice. No one starts off as an entrepreneur. That'd be silly. You start off as an employee, getting experience, and then you become an entrepreneur.
Once you figure out what's good and what's bad.
Yeah. If entrepreneur is a long-term goal, it might just take a few years of experience being a non-entrepreneur in that field to then become one.
If you become a master of psychology, you can then...
Yeah.
Then you can then preach psychology.
A new grade psychologist can't be an entrepreneur. A
It's
10-year one with experience could.
I'm not 100% sure if I'd necessarily pursue. I mean, we're getting into the specifics now.
Yeah.
I guess it's also relevant for people out there because once you've decided a goal, you need to start implementing the specifics of how to execute it, right?
The action.
So,
Execute.
in terms of the logistics of this goal,
Then what?
You're
right. You're saying it. Yeah.
I guess.
Then what?
I guess I'm just speaking a lot about become educated, gain knowledge in that area, or however, whatever is the nice way of putting it. Like become educated in that area.
Educated.
Yeah.
And
What I was trying to say before is I don't know if I would necessarily go to uni, but one of my favourite areas of psychology is like personal development.
Yeah.
So maybe it would just be like, just read lots of personal development stuff and then form that into, this is how educated I am in personal development stuff.
The question was, how do you make a career out of it?
Yeah.
So like...
Doing research myself doesn't not necessarily making myself any
doesn't
money.
get you
but
dollars.
we're intertwined with this. Does.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that is your number one goal. To use your own thing. Your number one goal said entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Second, psych. But entrepreneur is a framework to do within it. You become highly educated in psychology. You can use that to start a business, employ psychologists, or to launch your own things. But only through becoming educated and a master of that area.
Yeah.
Could you then...
Yeah, no matter how
Use that
I choose,
skill.
no matter how I choose to do it, it starts off with being educated. Like, it starts off with being proficient.
So I'll give you my take on what I've observed from you here.
Was this what you were going to say earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some clarity on what you value in like a career or like a
Yeah.
purpose in life, man. From listening to you, you want to have something to do with like the environment. Like that's important, like natural spaces. Like you want to help people. Like in most of the careers that made it were ones where you were helping someone, and then you also want to do that on like a bigger scale. We're back. So yeah, the camera blew out because it's been such a long segment. You want to work in natural spaces or like assist the environment. You want to help people and you want to help them on like a big global scale. Like you want to make change in the world. I guess my advice would be that all those things are possible, but you might have to settle for helping people on the individual scale early on in your career. And then once you've become credentialed, established, experienced, then you can use entrepreneurship and help them on a global scale.
Yeah.
Whether psychology or any other career is the place to do that, I think that's what you value from looking at it. Helping others.
Yeah.
So you should do something that does that.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask, I'm curious as to, do you guys also evaluate your career choices the same way I was, where I was placing pretty high importance on making a difference?
When I chose physio, like I sort of knew that I wanted to help people, and I liked sport and like health and exercise, so like physio fit into that. But I'm sure there are other careers that also fit into that. It's meeting like the values. Like there's probably a few careers that would give you happiness, but this one is meeting all your goals. Do a widespread bit of good. But it just takes a while to get to the top to do that.
Yeah, nice one.
Any final remarks, boys?
Yeah.
Kamel.
Yeah, the process, that was really good. Yeah, super good work, guys.
Would you recommend it to people out there?
Yeah, I certainly would. I guess the background work that you guys did was you tailored the list of possible things to me. So I suppose if we were to scale this out for other people, it would be like, make a list of things that you might be interested to do, all the way down to 32.
Just because it needs to go derivative of 2.
So hopefully by the 32nd one, it'll be one that you pretty much won't want to do. So you have a good playing field, and then the process is really beneficial. One of the big things I've been learning about in the moment is you need to make things actionable. And so like a way to make decision making actionable is to make it binary, to have A or B. So essentially this process is a big binary tree. Like you're making it, one has to win, one has to lose. So it's a really beneficial framework to actually squeeze some hard answers out of yourself because it makes it into a A versus B decision, and that ends up being pretty valuable.
Well, thanks for being part of it, Cam.
Yeah, that's all right.
Glad we could help you.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Just like Google the top 32 most common jobs or career paths. It's big generic. But you'll at least work out what you value in a job.
The work to make yourself happy. And so this is me. This is what makes me happy. But for another person, the tree could be very different, and their goals could be very different.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.